I've seen pro fishermen that talk about turning their sonar off when they're fishing in shallow water. Does a sonar scare fish? Good morning, guys and girls. Good morning. September 26th. Be reading from a cable, what everybody's called cable. I keep calling it a catch of the day. It's a Catch a Better Life. Catch a Better Life. This book will absolutely change your life for the better. This channel, this YouTube channel, Catch a Better Life with Jimmy Houston, will absolutely change your life for the better because it's got a scripture from God's living word every single day. It's got a devotional built around fishing. And it's got a fishing tip. So you're going to become a better fisherman at the same time while God is changing your life for the better. Your life for the better. September 26th. Proverbs 29:11. By the way, if you want a copy of this book, you can get it at Bass Pro, Cabela's. You can get it at Hobby Lobby, Books A Million, Amazon.com, JimmyHouston.com. If you want any of those books autographed, you can send them to us, or you get them from JimmyHouston.com. Just tell us what you want, who you want it to, and we'll be happy to do that. Proverbs 29:11 says, this is a good one, a fool vents all his feelings, but a wise man holds them back. A fool vents all his feelings, but a wise man holds them back. We've had lots of pretty silly things happen in bass fishing tournaments when competitors have lost their tempers over fishing holes. That's right. Arguments over who got there first and so forth. Some of the younger fishermen now will pull right up beside you and start fishing. It's amazing. I've never seen that done in all of my years of tournament fishing. But 2019 was the last year I tournament fished, so I hadn't fished in a couple of years. But I had some of them those last 2 or 3 years that pull right up beside me. Hey, Jimmy, you catching them here? And put their trolling motor down and start fishing right beside me. Beats anything I've ever seen. I've seen them get close to becoming violent. Those arguments. And the fights often carry over to the weigh-ins. Sometimes they carry over to the parking lot and even into the next tournament. I've seen guys that got into arguments about fishing holes back at the motel that night out in the parking lot just going at each other. Now, I've never seen them actually break up and get into a fist fight, but they wasn't saying pretty things. One time, listen to this, the pro leading the tournament after 2 days got so angry, so mad with other competitors that he quit fishing. And he loaded his boat on the trailer and he went home, missing out on a $100,000 first place. He was leading the tournament. I think it was the third day of the tournament. I think maybe we cut back to the top 20. And so I think he still, I don't think, dropped clear down to 20th place. He still got a nice check. But I think he might have even dropped down to like 7th or 8th. I don't remember exactly. But he missed out on winning $100,000 because he lost his cool. He just said, I'm not putting up with this anymore. Pulled his trolling motor up, drove off, put his boat on the trailer, and went home. God warns in this proverb that it's not wise to just let it all hang out and say your piece. It obviously wasn't wise to load your boat on the trailer and go home missing out on that money. Maybe you didn't need the money. There are times when our anger rises. It happens. I'm telling you, sometimes I've become so mad, I can just feel it welling up inside me, like just like going to blow your head off if you don't say something. If we're wise, we'll zip it up and say nothing. Even when we're cheated, we say nothing. When we're hurt, we say nothing. When we've been wronged, we say nothing. Or if we're just upset about something. If we're just upset about something that's really bothering us, God's advice, not mine, God's advice is to say nothing. And get this, and be considered a wise man. Or, girls, a wise woman. Be considered a wise man or a wise woman. I got to tell you, just confession time. When I was younger, I got so mad so many times, back when I was a kid, I'd just pop somebody in the mouth. I'd get real mad at somebody and I'd just pop them in the mouth. So most of the time, I'm 5'10", so most of the time I had to swing up when I was hitting them. But I usually got my fanny whipped. Most of the times I ended up a lot worse off if I just zipped it up. A lot of times after those fights, I couldn't zip it up. My lip was all busted up where somebody beat on me. But as I've gotten older, I've become wiser. I've got more wisdom. And many, many times I just zip it up. All of you guys out there that are married, have been married quite a while. I've been married 58 years to the same woman. Know when to zip it up. Many times when you're young, you went ahead and said something and you paid a price for that. Sometimes a pretty big price, as a matter of fact. But as you guys get older, and I know many of you will agree with me, and most all of you probably, if you've been married over 20 years, you get ready to say something and you just don't. And in 30 minutes, it's all cool. Whereas if you'd have just said something, just one or two or three or four words, it might have spilled over into dinner or into going to bed at night. Ooh, that's bad. Or the next day, or you never know what it might have spilled over into. You just don't know. A fool vents all his feelings. We don't want to be called a fool. We don't want people to think we're a fool. But a wise man holds them back. We all want to be wise. You know what? When you say nothing many times, they'll consider you a lot smarter than you really are. Been there, done that. Here's our tip for today, and it's a good one. Bass can't hear sonar, so leave your fish finders on. Bass cannot hear sonar, so leave your fish finders on. But make as little noise as possible in your boat. When you use your needle nose or cutters, don't just throw them down the bottom of the boat, lay them down. When you move your tackle box around, don't clunk them down. When you get through drinking a bottle of water, don't just throw your bottle of water down, Make as little noise as possible in the boat. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. You will have a chance, most likely, today, to either vent your anger or zip it up. Guys and girls, I sure do.